how to make your 808 sound industry level or professional. Good thing you clicked on this video, my friend, because today you're gonna learn 5 tricks that will set you up for life. Number 1, using distortion correctly. No, you do not need an expensive VST for that. Create a simple 808 pattern like this or whatever you like. Open up the mixer panel and route the 808 to a mixer by hovering your cursor above this box in the channel rack. Then use the scroll wheel to select the mixer where you want to send your 808 to. Okay, now select the mixer and go to the effect rack. Click on slot 1 and select a distortion effect that you want to use. For today's video, I'm going to use the fruity fast distortion effect. But Timon, what are all these buttons doing? Well, the first one, or the preamp, is used to increase or decrease the volume of your sound before it goes through the distortion. With the threshold knob, you can select the frequency band of your sound that you want to distort. By clicking on the A-B switch, you can choose between 2 types of distortion that this plugin provides. Simply choose one that fits your 808. The mix knob allows you to mix the dry sound or the unprocessed sound with the distorted sound. Post gain does the same thing as the preamp, except it allows you to adjust the gain of the processed sound. And that is how this distortion works. Now, the next trick is really important. You absolutely have to hit that like button. Just kidding. If you liked the video so far, feel free to do it. Let's continue. Set your 808s to cut itself. By enabling this feature, you will prevent the 808s from overlapping. And by the way, that would sound like this. Terrible. Don't do it. But if you want to have more control, click on your sample and head over to the envelope settings. This graph here shows you how your sample is going to be played when you press a note. Set every value to 0 except for the hold feature. Set that one to 100. Now when you play a note on the piano, FL Studio will play the sample as long as you hold that note. The moment you release it, the sample stops playing. Next, increasing the attack of your 808. You can do that by again going to the envelope settings and then of course tweaking the attack. But Timon, why would we even do that? That would completely destroy the punch of the 808, and you're right about that. Your sample will sound like this. Pretty bad, but we can use something to fill that gap up again. And that something is called a kick. Yep. Simply add a kick every time the 808 plays, and because we added the attack, the kick will now fill up the gap we created. This is actually something you can do instead of sidechaining. Speaking of sidechaining, this is also a really great technique to make your 808 punch again. We're gonna use the fruity limiter for that. So send both your kick and 808 to a mixer. Then select the 808 mixer and click on one of the slots. Find the fruity limiter and select it. Highlight the kick mixer and right-click on the little arrow here. Then select sidechain to this track. Now head over to the fruity limiter and click on the compressor. Choose the kick from the menu and turn the ratio all the way to the right. Increase the attack just a little bit and play with the threshold. As you can see, the compressor creates a gap in the 808 to make room for your kick. It's kind of the same thing we did with increasing the attack earlier. This will make your 808 punch a lot harder. Oh, and if you combine these tricks with all the shortcuts FL Studio provides, your productivity will skyrocket, so definitely check that out. Okay, I gotta go now. Goodbye. Oh, ik ben zo oud, man.